Hello and welcome. Today I'm going to do a review on Star Trek First Contact. Now, the plot revolves around the Borg. Now, the Borg are these antagonists that have been plaguing Picard and the crew for 7 seasons of the television series, and now they've returned. And it was inadvertible that they would return because they were not the ongoing war wasn't finalized or come to any conclusion in the series. So it was, once the films were going to be a thing, of course, you had to touch upon this great villain, and they've never been so scary. They are truly worthy villains to oppose our beloved heroes. And here we have Patrick Stewart as Picard deliver, a truly sort of moving performance. He doesn't waste any moments with Picard. I think he truly believes in this character, and he really gives it everything, no matter what sort of he really brings it. And because of his prior assimilation with them, he's still very much affected by his time with the Borg, and it's driving him to a point of he's at risk of becoming vengeful. We see a lot of times in Star Trek where people are villains because they're vengeful of something that they can't get over, or something that they feel like has been done wrong to them, so they want to hurt others. And Picard is vulnerable to that, but of course he's infallible to dark side. It seems he's too good, but no, he's really quite scary in his approach to how badly he's willing to stop the Borg. And everyone can see it around him, especially the new character, this Lily. I really enjoyed her. She's a human from the year 2063, I want to say, who can see, she's not very familiar with Picard, so she can see that his actions are she even mentions the rest of your crew are telling you to stop. You're a character out of Moby Dick. You're willing to end your own life for this personal mission of vengeance. And he eventually does see that, and he does care for he loves his friends at this stage, and he cares about others. So he's willing to sacrifice himself and have a final confrontation with the Borg and bring everyone, let everyone else get to safety. And that does happen, because the plot here is that the Borg end up going back in time, like I said, to the year 2063. And it's a really important date in Star Trek, because that is the date that humans make first contact with aliens, and it's the Vulcans. So yeah, that's the Borg are willing to change that, and then that obviously alters the course of history. But the Enterprise has already been caught up in the stream of the beam that's taking the Borg back in time. So Picard is well, we're not gonna jump out of the stream. We're gonna go into the past, and we're gonna pursue the Borg, and we're gonna stop them before it even happens. They do that, and they're introduced to this Earth that is during World War III, and that suggests to me that the writers are saying that times for Earth are going to get much worse before they get better, but the prospect of the future is very bright and very somewhere where we would all wish to be. With no currencies, we're all, as humans, we endeavor to just better ourselves and better the lives around us, not just interplanetary, but in the wider solar system. But right now they're in tough times, and they meet the dude that's building the rocket, who actually makes first contact, because he creates I think he's the first person to do warp drive, and it means that you can get you get further in space without taking so long that you die going there. You can get there quicker. And yeah, so and it's funny, there's this whole story with hero worship. Obviously everyone from the future, or Geordie and whatnot, they all see this man as this legend that can do no wrong, and he's so smart. And but obviously he's just a man. He's just a human being. He's up for scrutiny just like anyone else, and he doesn't see himself as this person that should be put on a pedestal, and that really troubles him. And I really like that. It's really sentimental, and it really sort of like it's really true to humanity as a whole. Um, yeah, there's this like Borg invasion. I think like the when the Enterprise lands, the Borg end up going on. I think it's they end up going onto the Enterprise whilst the crew are off it, and then so, or it could be their ship. I'm not sure. But then anyway, there's like a Picard are trying to like obtain something or rescue like some Earthlings. And I tell you what, that scene where Picard and I think Data and Worf are fighting off waves of Borg, and like it's like a zombie film. It's truly like a creeping zombie attack, where like that like more has to. You can't just strike them down. It needs to be more than that. And obviously like the Borg keep on like they get smarter with every attack. So every time they are harmed, they learn to sort of like defend themselves from that attack. So then the humans, like Picard, would now have to then think of something else to attack them with. So it's like it's like a game of chess with both opponents being really smart. You have to outdo each other or you will die. Data again, I will not stop singing Data's praises. There's a moment where like Picard and the crew meet the humans for the first time when they're rescuing them, and like I think Lily is down like in the depths of like the ship or whatnot, and Data just being Data, he's like a superhero, isn't he? He's superhuman. He's an android. So he like jumps off like this ledge that's like far up above, and he just lands to greet Lily. And Lily faints, and it's just like, well, of course you would, because you've just jumped off an enormous height, being just this ultimate geezer that you are. There's also another brilliant moment. Data has some really good moments in this because Data is like kidnapped, and he's like going to be forced to like not even be assimilated, but turned into this. He's being allured by the pleasures of the flesh, because real flesh is being put on his body, and he can feel it with breath and with sensations, and it's all really, really terrific stuff. This film is amazing, because like the antagonist, the main antagonist, this she's like this floating head, right? Her introduction is wicked as well, with CGI, of digital effects, because she's like a digital effects head, and the camera stays on her, and like the head becomes attached to like the practical body, and then she walks into the scene, and it's quite seamless from what I saw, and then she keeps on tempting Data, and like and it's brutal, and it's scary, and it's beautiful, and it's it's really like really rich stuff, man, really rich stuff. And but what I wanted to say on that is, when at the end, when like Picard is rescuing Data from his imprisonment, Picard says, "So how long were you tempted, to, by the flesh, and by going with this woman and going against us?" And he says, "All of 0.08 seconds, sir, Captain." And it's amazing. Come on, I can't get enough of Data. Yeah, Worf has a really good line as well when he's meeting the humans for the first time. So when like these humans are looking around at like other human beings, but obviously they're from the future, so they're already like blown away, and like, and then Worf looks at one of them and says, "I am Klingon," and it's like, dude, you're not subtle. You are so not subtle. Yeah, Worf. I like Worf in a darker suit, a darker costume. I could be wrong, but I think he's now wearing like a darker uniform. I like him in that. Deanna looks especially fetching in this film, and yes, I'm not sure if I'm missing something. I'm guaranteed I am, but the introduction to this film was much better than the previous film. The use of CGI is better. It's more exciting. This film is really good. I would check it out if you're into Star Trek films. Thank you.